Hi, Captain Al Lorenzetti here for SkimmerOutdoors.com, Trophy Fishing Tackle, Bergen Bay Docks, and Patty Ann Charters bringing the weekend update and fishing report. This for the weekend of June 16th, 17th, and 18th. Looking at the weather, it looks pretty decent. Not much wind Friday through Sunday. Maybe a few sprinkles with sun, a couple of sprinkles on Saturday, but that could change. It could be just beautiful. So it looks decent to get out there and fish. On the fishing front, let's see, we got news of threshers offshore. A friend of mine had like a 350 pounder on. I don't know what he did with it, if he released it or brought it back, but so there are some sharks now. And not in distant waters, I'm talking in 20, 30 mile range. So a little bit of offshore action is starting to happen. Haven't heard much with the bunker pods in the ocean, but there is now, believe it or not, unusual, a black drum bite, off the beach. I heard by Gilgo, Overlook. I didn't hear anything west of or east of Fire Island, but these are, big fish, big black drum, 30 to 60 pounds from the surf. And I heard of one caught by a party boat up in the Great South Bay. So be ready for it. Black drum. Unusual to see them here. They're usually about mid-Jersey, is about as far north as they come. So that's unusual. And we've been seeing this more, the change in the weather, the cobia bite we had last year. That's another thing. As soon as they hear people catching stuff, they start putting limits on everything. So now one cobia per boat. It is what it is. So don't get me going. So inshore, still bass around. The problem is the bluefish are everywhere. And I mean, really big bluefish, 10 to 15 pounds, chopping up every live bait you have. But you hook into a bluefish and they're a lot of fun, the big ones. But it makes it tough to kind of get onto the bass. But the bass fishing is still happening inside. Mostly slot fish, very few under, a few over. And I think that'll hold pretty well right through June into the beginning of July. And then they're around all season, maybe not as heavy as they are right now in the spring and again in the fall, but there's always a couple of fish around to catch. Like I said, bluefish everywhere. I had them on plugs in the back, live bait, and bycatch and whatever you're doing, fluke fishing, whatever. I was glad also to mention that the fluke fishing has definitely picked up inside Fire Island Inlet. So that's been a big improvement. And the weak fishing is still decent, but became a little bit spotty. I think, as I mentioned last week, that these fish kind of now tend to spread out. They move into the Big Bay, down off of Heckscher State, off of Oakdale, and they scatter around, so they're not really just concentrated in that one general area like Ocean Beach and West Channel. So fishing is definitely decent, and the weather looks like it's going to be pretty good as well. I'm down here at Trophy Tackle. Just want to mention a couple of things. For the offshore people that are running out there tile fishing, they have weights now. Of course, fishing anywhere from 400 to 800 feet of water, you need a lot of weight to get the stuff to the bottom, and they have these nice vinyl covered weights. So I guess if you drop it on a deck, it may put a hole right through the deck, but it's not going to scuff it. But vinyl coated, anywhere from 1 to 6 pounds. And so they have them on hand. I better watch out, I'm dropping it on my foot. And then they got this other product that came in. It's called Pro-Cure Squid Super Gel and Menhaden Super Gel. It's a kind of thick, oily substance you can put on any kind of lure or even a bait to add extra scent to it. So a lot of fish that hunt by scent, this is really going to get them activated. So it's supposedly supposed to work really, really well. So I'm going to get a couple myself and give it a try. So anyway, that's about it for this weekend. I don't know of any tournaments coming up or anything, so it looks decent. Get out there. The weather looks pretty good. Catch them up, have fun, and be safe.